Hi, I'm Amanda from Life Unraveled, and we're here to unravel life's little mysteries. In this unit, we're looking at starting school. Let's look at rewards. Now, if you've set up a chart system and you have a whole heap of charts that are going, one's for the morning routine, maybe one for practices for their instrument, maybe another one going for getting ready for dinner or chores and those sorts of things, because they should be starting chores even at a very early age of 4 or 5 years of age. So you may have 3 or 4 charts on the go. What are some of the rewards that you can give them that really enhance their intrinsic motivation? Because what we are building with this chart system is that intrinsic motivation. We're teaching them that if they do something a lot of times, that there is a benefit. Now, initially that benefit needs to be external. So that's what a reward is. That's our way of telling them that this is the benefit that they're going to receive. Because getting a morning routine happening and getting to school on time, for them, that means nothing. But for us, we know that it is a requirement by the law that our children must attend school. So we have to get them there on time. So our motivation to do that is an external motivation that's been put on us. So we need to give them a motivation for them to do it. And then eventually it will become just a routine, and they won't need those rewards. But the rewards are always really fun anyway. So here are I love these rewards because they're free and they're things that the children treasure the most, which is spending time with you. So some of the rewards that I used when my kids were little were playing at the park or going for a picnic after school. They love it, just putting a rug out and getting your Tupperware and a drink and a snack and sitting and looking at the ducks, or even feeding the ducks. Going for a swim at the beach. Now you'll be surprised, once you've picked up the kids from school, how much time you'll have before the nighttime routine happens. It's also a really great time to sit and reflect and talk about what's happening in the day if you're sitting and having a picnic or you're going for a walk along the beach. Some of the other ones that I've used that are a little bit bigger are things like going to the museum on the weekend or going to the art gallery. And that way you can make it a whole day experience. So it's a little bit of a bigger reward. So maybe if they've got ready every morning for a whole week, they get a picnic at the park or going feeding the ducks or going for a play on the playground. Now, even if you go for plays on the playground all the time, you need to make this one special somehow. So maybe at a different time to what you normally would go. But those are still really special rewards that you can give them that are free. And so if they've done those for a month, say, then you can go to the museum. And that's a really lovely way of showing them that you really appreciate all of the things that they're doing and their routines. And that helps them with that intrinsic motivation that we're trying to build. Some other things that they love doing is cooking and craft. And they love spending time, just even doing anything, just spending time with you. Now, you can, once you've used all these free sort of rewards, in amongst there you can sprinkle rewards like toys. Now what I love doing is breaking up the toys. So we used to get a Lego set, like a pirate set for instance, and there were different parts to that set. So there'd be a little boat, and then there'd be people, and then there'd be a big boat, and in that big boat you'd have 4 different packets, and it said 1, 2, 3, 4. And so what I used to do with the kids is I would break that pack up, and I would say to them, so the first week, once they've finished their routines and they got 10 ticks or they got 20 ticks or however many they got, then what I did was I gave them their first part. Then I gave them their first part of the pack. And then what they were able to do is they were able to build that first park. But then they had to wait until they had done another 20 ticks to get the next part. And what I was building is that motivation to want to do something, but also that understanding that things are not just presented to them all the time, that sometimes they have to wait for it, and the anticipation is just as good as the actual receiving in the end. It also taught them patience, and I always made sure that if they didn't do it, I wasn't soft and I just didn't say, oh, you can have it, because that undermines the whole ethos of this routine. It is so important, and I can't emphasize it enough, that if they don't clean their teeth, then they get a cross on that one. And if they have a cross on there, then they don't get the tick at the very bottom. Now, if you're trying to build up that they've never cleaned their teeth and all of a sudden they have to clean their teeth every day and they hate it and all that sort of stuff, then what you need to do is maybe you need to not include that in the number of ticks. So instead of getting 20 ticks on the chart for a reward, they get a small reward if they get 15 ticks. So 15 ticks will mean going to the park or something like that, but 20 ticks will mean that they get this Lego toy. So you can build up that motivation of things that they really don't want to do or they don't like doing, giving them a little reward for doing everything else, but a bigger reward if they do the right thing. And that way they're not missing out. And that's the hardest thing with this, is to make sure that you keep true to what's being said. You can't just do it half-heartedly. You can't be soft. This is called hard love, and it's so important that you keep that going, because then these rewards mean something. If you actually just go, oh, well, you put the toothbrush in your mouth, but you didn't clean your teeth, that's good enough, then the kids will know that it's okay, that they're going to get rewarded for not doing the right thing. And that's really not good for them. They need to know that when they do things properly, that they can succeed and there is a reward associated with that success. If you think about it, when we live, we're doing everything for some sort of a reward. Whether that's a feeling that we feel, like if you do volunteer work, whether it's a monetary award, like if you're going to work, whether that's you feel relaxed and calm by going to the beach or doing some sort of activity. We're always getting some sort of a reward for everything we do. And so we're just helping our kids learn that philosophy. Now, the other toys that I have broken up are Littlest Pet Shops and Barbie and Ello. I love Ello. Matchbox toys, all of those sorts of things you can actually break up and give it to them bit by bit. Even a doll's house, all the little furniture that goes with the doll's house, or the little toys that come with some of the bigger doll's houses, you can give them one by one, and then they have the enjoyment of playing with a month, say. Then you can go to the museum, and that's a really lovely way of showing them that you really appreciate all of the things that they're doing and their routines, and that helps them with that intrinsic motivation that we're trying to build. Some other rewards are going to an amusement park like Movie World or Sea World, or even just a balloon park, or a festival. Like there's the Kite Festival that happens in Redcliffe. There are a Greek festival, the Italian festival. There's so many different festivals that the kids love to go to. Even just going to the fireworks, that can be a reward. Going to a coffee shop or dinner at a restaurant. My kids used to love going to dinner. Really love it. And so we would do that as a reward. We'd go out to dinner all as a family. Could go to the zoo. I try and stay clear of buying new clothes or some sort of possessions like that. But as they get a bit older, sometimes that's what they work for. You need to find the currency of your child. So that means what will your child do anything for? And if you can find that currency, then you'll find rewards so much easier and helping them to get ready so much easier. Set them up for success for their schooling, for their life habits. Everything is all based around what happens in this first year. This is the time that you can make your life and their life so much easier. So it's worthwhile putting in the time and effort in this year to make sure that they really get a great start to their schooling, academic and career. Look, it's been great chatting to you today. I hope that you go on. We've got some more courses in this unit, so I look forward to seeing you then. This video was produced by Imagination Pty Ltd for Life Unravelled. All advice and information given during this course is designed for general use only. If you have any concerns for your child, please seek professional advice as soon as possible. For terms and conditions, please see website www.lifeunravelled.com.au.